Dear person who assaulted me, I hope you are not doing well. I know that's cruel, but you were cruel to me first. Let's start from the beginning. I met you when I was 16 years old at my high school and you were 20, going on 21. You were learning ASL with my class and we began talking. I genuinely thought you were a friend, until you started asking me for pictures of my feet later on in our friendship. I obliged, because I wanted to be a good friend. I eventually told you that I was no longer comfortable, and you backed off. And then you started asking for them again later on. I denied it at first, but I eventually agreed. I once again said I wasn't comfortable, but you didn't care. I remember you claimed to have DID. I don't know if it's still true, because you never brought it up to me again. One of your systems asked me to send a picture of me nude. I was 16 or 17 when that happened, a minor. You were 20 or 21, a fucking adult. I denied, and that was the only time you asked me for a nude. But you still wanted me to send you pictures of my feet. I never said anything about it to anyone, not even my parents or my therapists knew about it. And then you wanted to meet up and play with my feet, which involved you smelling them, licking them, and sucking them. I only agreed so I could get some pins that you offered me. That, and I wanted to be a good friend. I was 17 when we started planning to meet up. You were 21. You admitted to having a crush on me at one point, and even told me that you had a dream about us doing something dirty. What that dirty thing was, you never told me, but I was still a minor at that point. And then I told you that I didn't want to meet up anymore, and you told me that you were going to kill yourself. That was the most stressful thing I ever had to deal with, and it led to me agreeing to you playing with my feet once again. You literally told me that you were typing out your suicide note while I was begging you to not kill yourself. I told my therapist about it the next day, and I never mentioned the full details. And then we go to our conversation the last week of March / the first week of April. I confessed, once again, that I was uncomfortable letting you play with my feet, and I ended up agreeing to do it again. You flat out told me the last day we spoke that you would be unable to stop yourself from doing more than just smelling my feet, and I started to connect the dots. You had been assaulting me and doing other gross behavior that I only now realized, and it makes me sick to my stomach recounting the things that you did, not just to me, but to others. You tell my online child, Polo, who was 13 or 14 at the time, about sex. That was one of the worst things you could ever do to me, to my child, whose home life was already shitty enough. You were grooming me from the beginning, and that led to you assaulting me. Yes, you never touched me, but you forced me to send you pictures of something you were attracted to. I was a minor. I was just a kid trying to go to school and graduate and all that stuff. And you forced me to send you things that I was never comfortable with. I wish I had seen the signs earlier. Not to mention that you took advantage of the fact that I was vulnerable after the death of my grandmother and, more recently, my grandfather. I called you my friend and so much more. I made gifts for you, and now I will be deleting everything I have ever made for you. I blocked you on all platforms you can message me on, and I told my mom about what you had done to me, how I felt disgusting. You violated me in a way that I will never forgive you for, manipulating me into doing. And yet you have the audacity to force me to send you my address for the pins that I don't even want anymore, and claim that you'll give it to someone who was an actual friend, as you put it. I was a friend. I was a good friend. My parents said so themselves. You are the one lying and guilt-tripping me, just like you have been, and it almost worked again. You're trying to play the victim, and I won't stand for it anymore, because you are not the victim. I am. So this letter has served its purpose of telling you that I'm done with you. I'm done thinking about you, I'm done speaking about you, I'm done calling you a friend, and whatever else I have in the past. I am making this letter to expose you to people on the internet, not to find you and harass you, but to warn people who may be experiencing the exact same things I did. For 2 years, I let you groom and assault me. But I'm done. And don't worry, no one will ever find you. I will never say your name nor give away who you are in the slightest, because that's how much I detest and abhor your actions towards me. You knew I was vulnerable. You knew I was suffering, and you knew that I never wanted to do this in the first place. I never even thought once that you were assaulting me until my women and minorities class, where my teacher was talking about different types of SA. It makes me sick to realize how I knew what you were doing to me, but I still stayed. And with that, I have nothing more that I want to say to you, you piece of shit. You are a fucking coward, and I hope you know that. Thank you for the trauma, and thank you for allowing me to use you as an excuse to warn people who may be around my age about people like you. Good riddance, you fucking asshole. I hope you see this video and realize just how much I hate you for what you did to me and how much you hurt me. Goodbye forever. Yours so sincerely and truly, Draco. P.S. Yes, I do hate you. Thanks for asking.